imagery of
Timing.
you falling to your death. Is there anywhere that comes from? Does that represent anything?
That man right there just finished recording an album across 82 countries in 7 continents. He left his record label because they told him to make TikTok song and he said no thank you. And he was in the middle of the biggest tour of his life, and on a Sunday morning in June, he got into a helicopter over Rio de Janeiro, and that was it. He was 32. 6 people died in that crash. And then the internet spent the next 48 hours doing what the internet does best, making it so much weirder than it needed to be. This is the Oliver Tree story. We are going to do it properly. Right, so if you somehow missed Oliver Tree, here is the quick version. Bowl cut, massive baggy clothes that look like they came from a 1990s charity shop, a scooter he rode everywhere, an internet character so aggressively strange that it somehow crossed over into real music with real numbers. Life goes on, miss you again, hundreds of millions of streams. The thing about the Oliver Tree is, the joke was always part of the art. The costume was ridiculous on purpose. The videos were chaos on purpose. The whole character was built to make you go. He had millions of fans who were not just watching for the memes. They were watching because underneath all the weirdness was somehow who actually gave a genuine damn about what he was making. Which is why the last few months of his life actually mattered to this story. Because Oliver Tree did not go quietly, he went out swinging.
I left my record label, let's talk about it. After making tens of millions of dollars over 8 years for Atlantic Records, they no longer want to support my art because I'm not making songs for TikTok. And after dedicating my entire life to making art, I never got into this to make TikTok songs. I know the effects of TikTok. I've had multiple songs that connected there, but that's not why I got into making art. Over the last 2.5 years, I traveled 82 countries and recorded this album on all 7 continents. These are the types of projects that charge me as an artist. This is why I got into it in the first place. And just because I'm not making songs for TikTok means that the label doesn't want to support the vision. Well, guess what? I don't give a shit. And after you guys have joined together in tens of thousands and sent messages to the label, we have officially reached a negotiation over the past course of a week. My team has got the label to agree to release Love You Madly, Hate You Badly on my personal imprint, Alien Boy Records.
A few moments before he died, Oliver Tree spent 2.5 years recording an album across 82 countries in all 7 continents. This man recorded music in Antarctica, dressed as Shrek. I cannot stress enough how committed this man was to the bit. He brought the album to Atlantic Records, his label, the people who were supposed to put it out, and they said, yeah, we are not releasing this unless you made TikTok songs. And Oliver Tree said,
No longer coming out. Love You Madly, Hate You Badly is officially canceled, and I'm parting ways with Atlantic Records. Behind the scenes has been nothing short of a nightmare. I have no marketing budgets for music videos, no digital ad spend. Nobody really cares in the building, it seems like. I made a lot of money for Atlantic Records, and they don't seem to remember that. I have gotten no support. They forgot to ingest multiple songs into the system, which means the songs didn't come out. I had a Valentine's Day breakout song that didn't even get released because someone forgot to put it in. I don't really understand how that's possible. I've made them tens of millions of dollars, but they don't remember that. So, the music is owned by them. The remainder of the music will not be coming out. I will always continue to make music. Thank you for everyone who's supported me. I can't wait to release more music at some point at a later time, but for now, there is nothing on the horizon. I'm so sorry, and I love you guys. Thank you.
he made tens of millions of dollars for that label. They forgot to upload some of his songs to the streaming. They cancelled his Valentine's Day single by just not putting it out, like someone forgot to press a button. And they had the audacity to then tell this man to make 15 seconds of videos for an app. He left, got his music back on his terms, launched the biggest tour of his life independently. 2 months later, he was dead. And the internet immediately decided this was not a tragic accident. It was obviously a conspiracy.
But honestly, bro, you gotta come tonight. So I'm gonna fly in on the helicopter at 11 p.m. What time?
Helicopter?
We have a chopper. I can't probably get you on the helicopter this time because we have a full house. Maybe I can kick my parents off it. All right, I'm gonna head up there. It was nice to see you, Johnny.
Within hours of the crash, the internet had already solved it. Atlantic Records had him killed. He was investigating aliens bases in Antarctica and some took him out. The crash was not a crash, it was a hit. My personal favorite theory was the one connecting his Antarctica documentary to the crash, the claim being that he spent 300 days in Antarctica investigating alien activity, that a secret screening happened 2 weeks before he died, and that this is obviously why he was taken out. Now, the Antarctica documentary is real. He did spend a very long time there. He did confirm in an interview. The part where it all falls apart is that the footage going viral was not a secret screening from 2 weeks ago. It was his own album release party from 2025 where he was clearly doing a bit, because that is what Oliver Tree did. Everything was a bit, but you cannot tell the internet that, because the internet saw a man in Antarctica talking about aliens right before he died. Here is what actually happened. On the morning of June 14, a Sunday, 2 helicopters were flying over the western part of the Rio de Janeiro. One was a Bell Jet Ranger carrying 5 people, including Oliver Tree. The other was a smaller aircraft carrying just the pilot. Just before 9 a.m., they hit each other in the air, not near each other, not a close call. They collided. Both came down onto a car dealership parking lot. The Jet Ranger, the one Oliver was in, exploded on impact. The fire spread 20 electric vehicles nearby. Electric vehicle fires are significantly harder to put out than regular fires. They burn hotter. They produce toxic smoke. They keep reigniting. Wreckage was scattered across a radius of over 100 meters. A section of one of the helicopters landed on the roof of a nearby building. 45 emergency personnel responded. By 10 a.m., the fire was under control. By that point, all 6 people were gone. There were no survivors. So the obvious question is, how do 2 helicopters hit each other in an open sky in the daylight? It sounded like the kind of thing that should be basically impossible. And the honest answer is, it almost always is. Small helicopters like these do not have the collision avoidance system that the commercial planes do. Commercial aircraft get told by a computer, pull up, turn left, there is something in your path. This helicopter had a system that only shows you where the traffic is. It does not tell you what to do about it. So you see the traffic on a screen and then you have to react. And if you see it too late or you do not see it at all, there's nothing left to do. Rio de Janeiro is one of the busiest helicopter cities on the planet. Sightseeing flights, private charters, resort transfers. On a clear Sunday morning, that sky is busy. Brazil investigators are still working out exactly what failed. Was it a communication breakdown with air traffic control? Was it pilot error? Was it something mechanical? Nobody knows yet. What we do know is that 2 people were flying in the same patch of the sky at the same moment. Neither of them saw it coming.
And so when I die, I've set it up. My will is set up that when I pass, my family, no one's going to get a penny. If I have a wife or kids or anything, not getting a fucking penny. I'll get my kids through college. That's the agreement, but they're not going to be a silver spoon. They're taken care of because my dad worked on some stuff in the 2000s. You know, like the idea is when I die, all the money's going to go back to artists. So I've set up a foundation. It's called Dr. Oliver Tree's Art Grants for Baby Geniuses. And it's set up so that basically the interest generated from my music will take mostly that, but there's also room for other money because when I die, my art will continue to have residuals and probably be worth more than it is now. People will finally appreciate my stupid fucking videos and my stupid fucking songs. That's when people appreciate you when you're not there anymore. Anyways, they might not. It doesn't even make a difference, but
He already had his will sorted. His family, nobody gets a penny. Everything goes to Foundation for Young Artists. He said, when I die, my art will probably be worth more than it is now. People always appreciate you when you are not there anymore. He was 32 when he said that. He was 32 when it comes true. And the last thing he posted before the crash was a video of himself playing football in a Brazilian neighborhood. Just a guy on tour, having a normal afternoon. One of the people who was supposed to be on that helicopter had a last-minute commitment and missed the flight. One tiny change to schedule. That is the difference between here and not being here. That is how thin the line actually is. Oliver Tree spent 2.5 years recording an album across 82 countries. He fought his record label to get it released. He launched his biggest tour independently. He was right in the middle of it. And on a Sunday morning in June, it was over. The internet spent days turning it into a conspiracy. Atlantic Records killed him. The aliens got him. The Antarctica documentary was a warning. And look, I get it. When something this sudden and this senseless happens, the brain wants a reason. A conspiracy feels better than the truth, because the truth is, sometimes two helicopters are just in the same part of the sky and nobody see it coming. And 6 people who had absolutely no reason to think that morning was going to be their last morning are just gone. Rest in peace to Oliver Tree and to Alexander, Lucas, Gasper, Charles, all 6 of them. So that's it guys for today's video. Let me know what you think about this situation. Did they killed him or it was just an accident? Let me know your thoughts below in the comment and I'll see you in the next video. For now on, peace out.